when it comes to quantity, I think the most entries, well, I don't think I know, the most entries for the day is, from a car point of view, is in the classic car category.
Yeah, 26 looks like it out there in all, and what a selection of motor cars. I have to always say, you know, it's one of my favorite classes to always commentate on, because you have everything out there. You have Skylines, you have the Ford Granada Piranha there of Glenn Ayton Bogart. Alfa Romeo, so the Alfa Maniacs, you know, you guys and girls, I got something as well. There's a Beetle out there as well, which is lovely to see. Always a handful of Siroccos, the Morris Minor that's got Anton Rolino behind the wheel, the Chevy DeVille of Eric Mouton, and then don't forget the Ford Mustangs. Michael Hitchcock, always one of them out there. Ferdy Mouton, also in his Mustang. There comes the Alpha Giulia. That comes through the picture right now through turn 3 ahead there of Mel Carstens. I think it is in that Ford Cortina. Ford Anglia, Wynand Nel in there. Yeah, the Ford Cortina is Mel Carstens. Ernest Foyun in the Alpha Giulia Super. Neil Mouton is in the Alpha as well. That's the one I was looking for. A number of Moutons out in the field. The Silver Hawk, the Studebaker Silver Hawk. And then Dion Conradi in the Conquest. So we have rear-wheel drive, front-wheel drive, big engines, small engines, you name it. Short wheelbase, long wheelbase. I can go through all of it, but let's rather watch it together.
Well, it's going to be entertaining. Even that Morris Minor that is outside there, that's being campaigned by Anton Rolino. Now, that very same Anton Rolino raced the Chevy Can-Am back in the day, Class A, that big thundering V8 Chevy Forenza Can-Am that he powered around Killarney, but that's a good couple of years ago. And now having fun in the Morris.
Yeah, there was actually Andrea Bate that raced it at one time. Her name is still on the car as well.
She does from time to time, yes.
There is the Capri, the V6 Capri there of Trevor Momberg. Pulls into position the Golf Porsche 944 Turbo, and that is usually Andrew Honeywell that's in that particular motor car.
Yep. And then it looks like Wayne Lotter that is pulled up in there just behind him. Just to make sure, I think it is the 128. It is Wayne Lotter, yes.
That Bruce Avon Taplin Corolla there, Frankie, you'll see the front cattle scraper is now basically on it.
Cattle scraper, I like that.
The cow scraper, cattle scraper is on it. That's actually the new regulations this year has allowed that additional bodywork to be run on many of these cars, so that's why a few changes.
I like it. It's normally called a scoop, but okay, I like your terminology, cattle scraper.
Using train terminology over here.
So the Mustang of Michael Hitchcock is in pole position, and Franco Donadio sits there on his outside with the Donadio plant hire Mark 1 Ford Escort. Behind him is the Granada of Glenn Ayton Bogard, and then the big old thundering Chevy DeVille of Eric Mouton busy making his way through. And then we've got Ferdy Mouton behind him there in that 68. And then we have also got Jean Rebourtis in that Sabat Nissan Skyline.
That takes us back to the days of Henny Grunewald and Co. And so many great names.
Johan Coetzee.
Oh, let me tell you one.
But that was the Gearmax Skylines at the race back in the day, together with the Sabat.
Henny van der Linden, not Henny Grunewald. Sorry, Henny van der Linden.
I'm just going to say yes, van der Linden. That's right, not Grunewald. Henny G raced single-seaters and then moved up.
So many Hennies, man.
I know, there's so many Hennies. So there's Wayne Lotter. Jonathan Gunn is there in the Sirocco on his outside. And then we've got that Studebaker Silverlark that's in there as well. That thing is going to thunder its way around here. And that is Jacques Mouton that's behind the wheel of that Studebaker. Right, Byron, the safety car has moved off the line, and off they go.
Well, here we are, the Wayne Lotter Escort off the line as well. A number of towards Brian Evans. Lane Hutchings, loving his racing lately. He's been doing some rallycross as well. He had a magnificent previous event. And he's next to his old man, old Trevor Hutchings over there. Let the two have some good fun together. Full of praise for his kid. I can tell you that much, Trevor.
Brandon's been doing a lot of rallycross as well lately with the golf. And between, as you say, Trevor, Lane and Braddon, they have a fat jaw out there. That's a word for the day, a jaw. For those overseas, it's a slang word for having fun.
And that's what we're going to have here. There's that little Beetle. I actually didn't see who's actually driving that Beetle. Remember, 4-cylinder boxer engine?
That's Dave Rowley in the Beetle. That Beetle was sprayed pitch black a couple of years ago. And I think he campaigned that thing in fine cars, if I'm not mistaken. And then he went away for a while. And it's his second outing in the Beetle since his return.
Well, they all filter through the CRX Honda in there as well. James Mattia, I've seen him drive that to the circuit, which I always like to see guys rock up here without a trailer. So I used to do a bit of racing at Gymkhana like that. You know, you arrive at the circuit, you can't afford trailers always and stuff. And you come, you race, you go home. Well, you hopefully go home. Because, you know, remember, you've got to be careful out there.
Byron, the pedal cart that you used wasn't racing. Just making it.
I had killer legs, though, I can tell you that much.
Yeah, we're having a lot of fun out here. I must say, those people that are sitting at home, they cannot see what we can see, but the weather is changing here. There is prediction for rain the whole of tomorrow.
Thanks, Tiny.
And
Thanks, Tiny.
Probably this evening as well. And it's already beginning to change, the weather, and it's only approaching 20 past 11 local time in the morning here. And it's getting pretty dark towards the northern side of the track out there towards Malmesbury, Mariatsburg side. So, yeah, we could even be in with a touch of rain before this race event is over. Let's hope not, but, yeah, it's the possibility is there.
All fingers and toes crossed. Frankie, I think a lot of folks were hoping that the rain would stay away today. But, hey, if it happens, it is Cape Town. So keep a lookout, keep your umbrellas ready. Anyway, here we go now through turn 5. Pertamina Fastron, the Kia safety car, will pull into pit lane. There will be 5 red lights and 1 little light as well on the main straight. And once all of those go out and they cross the line, then they can go racing over here for 8 laps. It is the Mustang. Michael Hitchcock on pole position. To his right-hand side will be Donadio in the Ford Pinto Mark 1. And away we go. The start of this classic car race. And barreling it out down to turn 1. It's going to be surely Michael Hitchcock, or will Donadio rather, come around the outside. He'll hold, of course, the outside line. But remember, on the second turn, he'll be side by side and could squeeze ahead. But it's going to be Michael Hitchcock that will just hold it for now into turn 2.
Well, he was squeezing Donadio onto the rumble strip, and Franco will have nothing to do with it. Franco Donadio will say, come, this is the game you want to play, boy. Let's have some fun out there, because I ain't going to back out for you. You might have the ponies under your bonnet as they work their way out of Interceptor Corner, turn 3, up the Tigerberg Straight towards the double right-hander, that saddle sweep. But I am not going to back out now. The DeVille joins that fight as well, going down the back main. That is Eric Maton. It's 2 V8s and that 1 Mark 1 Ford Escort 4-cylinder machine running down that back main. Then you got the Granada of Glen Ayton Bogard not too far behind them. Then you got Fadi Maton with a Mustang, and on his outside is the Capri of Trevor Momberg as they work their way out of Pertamina Fastron turn 5.
Here they come now, down these straights, they will then run. It's going to be Michael Hitchcock in the Mustang that leads the way from Donadio, but Donadio's under pressure now, and Eric Mouton will surely go onto the inside. No, he's going to be later on the brakes, is Donadio. Then it's Glen Ayton Bogard who leads Class B from Mouton. Mouton is currently in that Mustang over there, but he's holding off Trevor Momberg at the moment. 8 V8 versus V6 ahead there of the 4-cylinder of Andrew Honeywell in 7th position.
And then Jean-Andre Boertes as they make their way into turn 2 with that Sabat Nissan Skyline, and not far behind him is a Sirocco of Jonathan Gunn. Then Wayne Laude working his way towards turn number 2, and behind Wayne Laude we've got about 7, 8, 9 cars working their way out of turn 2. It's been led there by Lane Hutchings. Dion Conrad is in that fight as well. Through the kink they go, followed there by Trevor Hutchings. Then Wynand Nel is in that fight there. Brian Evans is right there. Herman de Kock is in there. Dave Rowley is in that fight. And then Aaron Viljoen as well in that Alpha GT Junior, as that whole group of cars makes its way through the double right-hander, turn 4, Saddle Sweep.
You mentioned Anton Rowley there, Frankie. He's currently leading Class E at the moment. He's ahead of the Dave Rowley, I should rather say. He's ahead of Viljoen in the Alpha, and Avon Taplin, who's completely out of position, down in 19th position in that Toyota Corolla. Here they come across the line now. 6 laps left to go. It looks like it's a little bit more spread out at the front. We'll look for some battles here for you as Mouton comes across, Momberg comes across, and then the Golf Porsche of Honeywell Boertes will almost certainly, after Gunners come through, round off the Class B section. Wayne Laude currently leads in the Escort Class C ahead of Lane Hutchings by 4.1 seconds. Now Trevor Hutchings comes up into third in class, and that is 12th position overall.
Well, into turn number 1, there's a massive fight that's making its way out of turn number 1, and it is Lane Hutchings that leads that, as that group of cars makes its way towards turn number 2. And the cameraman, I'm sure, will pick up on that one pretty soon. Out of turn number 2, this fight comes with the Lane Hutchings. Right behind Lane Hutchings, through the kink they go. Is a Trevor Momberg, Wynand Nel, Dion Conradi, Hammond de Kock is now ahead of Brian Evans, followed there by Dave Rowley. Not too far behind him is Aaron Viljoen in the GT Junior. That is a lovely mid-pack dice that's making its way out of turn 3, Interceptor Corner, up the Tygerberg Straight towards turn 4, Saddle Sweep.
Well, they'll be coming now to complete the third lap in this race. 5 laps left to go. And we go now into turn 1 once again with the Mustang of Hitchcock. 2.3 seconds between himself and Donadio. Mouton will still hold that third position for now in the Chevy DeVille. Now, I just want to go down to turn 3 quickly, turn 5, Pertamina Farshon. I saw Hutchings and Nell, that's of course Trevor Hutchings in the orange Sirocco, and Nell in the Angle Box, the Ford Anglia, are having a lovely battle between each other. They come across the line right now and start another lap, and will go into turn 1 behind the Golf Mark II of Lane Hutchings. So watch out for them, as it is 5 laps left to go, including the lap we're currently on.
So the leaders are busy working their way out of turn number 4. There was a flash of lightning I just saw out there towards Malmesbury Way as I was looking towards turn number 4. So the weather that we spoke about earlier on is definitely closing in.
Red flag.
Yes, there's a red flag.
There's a red flag, Frankie.
Red
I don't know.
flag out on track. There must be an issue.
Well,
we didn't see anything from the commentary box. We're just waiting for Tiny to get confirmation for us. But the red flag is out, the race has been stopped, and the moment we know why, we'll let you know, because I'm scanning around the commentary box window. Unless there's something in turn 4 that I don't see, otherwise I'm not sure why, but we will get confirmation as to exactly why the race was stopped, and then we will inform you.
Yeah, the only reason that was seen is that in the frame that we saw, a red flag was waving. We heard nothing over the radio. Have not seen any trace of an off or anything like that by any of the cars. So we'll keep you posted as the.
Well, I can tell you, I just saw Glenn Ayton Bogard pull into the pit. So the Granada is out in the Chabert pits. He went in. So that car is out of the race. But he drove into his garage all by himself. There are a couple of safety vehicles out on track. And the moment that Emil gets confirmation, we'll let you know. Be watching the safety vehicles. They're going down into Pertamina Fostron into turn 5. Unless there was something in turn 4 that we don't see, but then the safety vehicles wouldn't be going, while they're busy working their way through turn 5 back to the pit area. So from a commentary point of view, we don't know what's exactly happening out there. We're trying to get confirmation, and there's radio silence so far. The moment we know, I promise you, we will let you know.
I see Jacques Mouton, the Silverhawk, Studebaker Silverhawk, the 158, who did take the start of this race, has not completed a lap of any sorts.
Yeah.
I just don't want to alarm anybody. It doesn't mean it's that is the reason that the red flag has come up. Mel Carstens also looks like to still be out there. So the rest of the cleanup crews will be coming around and going to the position where they believe they should be.
Yeah, because the safety vehicles were driving around the circuit, and they've stopped here, and hopefully we'll find out exactly what is going on.
Well, folks, we'll keep you updated as soon as we know what the reasoning behind the red flag is. And while these things do happen, we haven't heard anything on the radio, and it reminds me of, about 20 odd years ago, the 2000 Monaco Grand Prix was red flagged because of a computer glitch just after the start. So things can happen. The red flag has been shown over here. The rescue crews are out on the circuit, but there is no visible sign of any car having gone off into the gravel or to the tire barriers or anything. And like I said, we'll find out for you shortly. There comes the Capri on screen with the number 73 Capri of Trevor Momberg with the door open, parked behind the Chevy DeVille, and then the Mustang, and that's of course of Ferdy Mouton, the champion Donadio, the Escort, and Buertus in the skyline. As I always say, lovely to always see these classic cars, one of my favorite classes to commentate on.
Yeah, there's some lovely combination of all different cars, as you were saying there, from Mustangs to Morrises, and I see Jonathan Gunn is pulling the 133 Sirocco off the
Oil
circuit.
leak, as Tiny looks like he's pointed out. No, he's pulled off Johnny Gunn, unfortunately, next to the barrier now, and it's a shame because he's always very good in campaigning that Sirocco. Very neat little Sirocco that he's got there.
Yeah, that's not the reason for the red flag though, and we're still not 100% sure why. Red flag, as I say to you people around the track and those at home, the moment we are informed, we will let you people know. The safety vehicles pulled off in turn 1. That's their normal point where they assemble, and from there they go out if there is a situation, and they've gone straight back there again. and the cars have been sent off the line. So yeah, to me, that remains a little bit of a mystery, as in front of the commentary box, we can see out of our window that Jonathan Gunn is busy walking back to the pit area. Right, so the Kia safety vehicle is leading them around.
Well, we haven't been shown, Frankie, how many laps are to be completed in this restarted race. So we'll find out for you surely, because usually a board comes out to say, okay, you've got X amount of laps, and that will be your race. We only had about, what, a handful of laps completed before the red flag did come out.
I think we might have been about 2.5 laps into it, if that. And then the red flag came out. However, all seems to be fine. And we're going to go racing again, as the safety vehicle leads them out of turn 3 out of Interceptor Corner.
5 laps we will have for a quick dash. So it comes down from the original 8, but we already had about, like Frankie said, 2.5 to 3 laps completed as far as things were concerned. And now they go through turn 4 now. Sarel van der Merwe sweep, or Sarel sweep. I like to say super Sarel sweep. And it is now going to come through there. The Kia safety car will lead them around. Here they come now on the screen. And it is going to be Michael Hitchcock that is on pole position. Donadio alongside him, all Ford front row. Chevy Ford right behind them, the Chevy DeVille. Eric Mouton, Ferdy Mouton at the all Mouton row. And then Boertus and Honeywell.
Yeah, we've lost Jacques Mouton in the Studebaker and the Granada of Glenn Ayton Bogard. Those 2 cars aren't there. I did see Glenn pull the Granada into the pit area, so I can tell you where he's disappeared to. I didn't see where the Studebaker went to. However, 5 laps, it'll be pretty quick. It'll be pretty damn awesome, that's for sure, as they exit turn 5 Fastron and head towards the City of Cape Town Bridge. The Kia Table View safety vehicle will pull off the circuit. The red lights are on. It's in the hands of Hitchcock. Byron, take them off the line.
Well, here we go. Take 2. As far as things are concerned, 5 racing laps lie ahead. The lights are going now. And away we go for the start of this classic car race. And a much more elaborate start there from the Mustang of Michael Hitchcock, who takes the whole shot into turn 1. Donadio will follow suit in the Escort Mark 1. Then it is going to be Eric Mouton, followed by Ferdy Mouton. They'll almost be side by side as they charge up to turn 2. There is the V6 Capri of Trevor Momberg, and having lost out of place is Andrew Honeywell as Donadio takes the lead in turn 2.
Absolutely brilliant stuff. That motor car handles like you cannot believe it. I was watching that while Byron was on the mic thinking that Escort's going to lose its tail, but great race driver and perfect setup there by Donadio. He takes the lead. The Mustang got itself squirming as they head out of turn number 4. Sarel sweep, down the back main they go. Donadio's got the hammer down. The V8s are racked and stacked in there behind him. Michael Hitchcock and Ferdy Mouton. Then it's Trevor Momberg, Andrew Honeywell. Then it is Eric Mouton in that DeVille, followed there by the Sabat Nissan Skyline of Jean-Andre Boertus.
Eric Mouton was fishtailing out of 2, Frankie. Let me tell you one thing, he just kept hold of it. And yeah, they come now towards the line. It's Donadio, who started second, who finds himself in the lead. But you can see now the superior straight line power, the speed, as they come up towards turn 1. And then later on the brakes, it is for the little Escort, the Pinto Escort, as they have already now broken the gap so much between themselves and that Mustang of Ferdy Mouton. DeVille up into 4th position once again. It is Eric Mouton ahead there of the Trevor Momberg. Trevor Momberg being kept occupied there by that 944 Turbo Golf. One of Michael Honeywell. And, well, let me tell you one thing. Wayne Lotter still leads Class C at the moment. Ferdy Mouton leads Class B. For Yun on his own in Class D in the Alfa Romeo in 14th position. As we look now, Rowley leads Class E.
Right, so The leaders are busy making their way out of turn number 4, out of saddle sweep. Down the back main they go. There's a lot of fights happening all over the place. We'll get to that now. Let's stay for this one for now. It's Franco Donadio being chased there by Michael Hitchcock. Then Ferdy Maton, and here comes the other V8. That's the Chevy DeVille. It's Ford versus Chev Power. Eric Maton. Eric locks up big time going into turn number 5. There's a lot of blue smoke coming out from those tires. No, I don't think that's tire. That is a mechanical problem. That is a mechanical problem, Byron. There's oodles of smoke pumping out the back of that Chevy DeVille. That's over for him.
Oh my, he's blown that V8 motor. What a shame. As they come past now, it is 3 laps left to go, including the one we are currently on at the moment. It is Mouton that leads the second class B, ahead of Momberg by 2.2 seconds. Hitchcock and Donadio still trading places here. Hitchcock is back in the lead out of 2. But look at this, it's going to be Donadio that's going to try and make it through the kink now towards turn 3.
Yeah, into turn 3 they go. And it looks like you might have another oil situation.
I think we have oil.
And red flag. This race has been stopped once again. It looked to me initially like he was late on the brakes and locked it up, and then I saw blue smoke, and when he came out of Fostron corner, there was still blue smoke pumping, and that clearly is not a tire lockup. That is a serious mechanical issue, probably a blown motor, or maybe even just the oil hose that came off. We're not sure. We won't know, but definitely a lot of oil will be down there in turn 5 in Fostron corner. And the red flag has been called for.
Well, that car is definitely on fire behind the pits. You can't see from our position over here, but
yes,
smoke blooming out
it's
from the engine bay over there.
It's not on fire, but there's a lot of smoke coming out. Yes, so definitely that motor is gone. You will not see that on your screen, but behind the V8 master pits, we can see out the commentary box window that DeVille is sparked, and it's been blasted there by fire extinguishers. And yeah,
Melt Carstens has also pulled off the circuit, Frankie, with some issues as well. So issues are coming in their droves here.
That's in turn number 4 in saddle sweep. And I think that with 2 red flags, I think they're going to probably call this one quits. But yeah, we'll just get confirmation from Tiny. Tiny nods his head. He said he got the confirmation. This race is over.
And we had so much excitement happening in this race, and just as Donadio was getting back past Hitchcock, then that meant, of course, as well, that the red flags were coming out because of most likely oil on the circuit left by that Chevy DeVille of Eric Mouton.
Now we see our spectators that are there in turn number 2 in Quarry Corner. They are looking over the top of the stands where they can see that Chev DeVille standing. I think, Byron, there might be a huge inspection hole in that engine block right now.
Poke your eye through there quickly and see, okay, well.
Yeah, you know, we laugh, but that's a lot of time, effort and money to get that lot sorted out. But yeah, I'm sure you'll get that sorted out for the next event, which will be in April. We'll give you the date shortly.
Well, there we go, Frankie. Like you saw earlier on, thought it was a lockup, but then you see that blue smoke, and look at that. Would have gotten a face full of oil there, Ferdy Mouton.
Yeah.
Definitely, as he comes out from behind the Chevy DeVille, and the Chevy DeVille, luckily, right by the pits as well. So the oil spill is only for a short little space.
Yeah, so the people around the track, you won't see this. This is for the folks at home coming out of turn 5 Fostron corner, which initially looked like a lockup, and it could have been because he went into that corner very, very late. It wasn't a lockup. That was a big V8 Chev motor that said, I have had enough. And it's all over for you, Mr. Mouton. So yeah, sadly for Eric, that is the end of that. And it's also the end of the race due to all the red flags. We will now move on to the next race, which will be the Formula Libre single-seaters.
Cape Town. Johnny Wingfield here. Let's get ready for summer. With over 1,000 hot Wingfield vehicles to choose from, we'll assist you with all your vehicle expectations and requirements. We are the professionals. Pop in at Wingfield Motors Goodwood, Kales River, Belleville, Northgate, Friedenberg, private finance and best price from our car for world-class service and satisfaction. Also visit our website. Wingfield Motors is an authorized FSP.